When I worked with when I worked with Mani, it was not a phase in which that a film came in which Mani would come and say that, okay, we have to do this film and let's start talking about it. No. With Mani Kaul, it was a continuous process, a process in which from every day we spoke, we discussed. We didn't discuss cinema necessarily. We discussed literature, we discussed drama, we discussed philosophy, we discussed paintings, we discussed art. Mani spoke, we listened. And then he listened to us also, because he wanted a question. And in this, he created an ambience in which each colleague of his who worked with him rose beyond what they were. He made us do magic which we were as such not capable of. That's how I think. He brought my consciousness to some other level, a level which is still there in me as my memory. It's still living in me. In that sense, Mani Kaul never died. He's still alive. He's alive not only in me, but he's alive in many people who worked with him, many who got influenced, affected by his cinema. He was not a filmmaker per se. He was a filmmaker's filmmaker. He was trying to invent the cinema's language, a language which was not traditional. He was trying to break away the cinema from the shackles of conventionality, from the tradition. The film which we will be seeing today, Siddheshwari, there was one incident which happened while shooting that. We had gone to Banaras for a second schedule, and it was a very small unit, 7 or 8 people. And we had to catch a train in the morning. And the day was running out, and we still had a large portion of sequence of a song, of Siddheshwari's song, to be shot. And it became evening, and we were at the ghat, and Mani said, okay, fine, we will shoot it at night. And I said, sir, but Mani ji, हमारे पास खाली कैमरा है और कुछ है नहीं. तो बोला, पीयूष तू कर लेगा ना, कुछ कर लेना. And that's all. He went away. And then me and production manager, we ran around. We got hold of local people. We hired some halogen lamps. We got hold of a guy who climbed poles, electrical poles, to electricity की चोरी करने के लिए. और वो चोरी के भी इलेक्ट्रिसिटी से वो सीक्वेंस शूट किया, और वो फिल्म में है 3 मिनट के लिए. तो मनी में एक कैपेसिटी था कि वो आदमी को खोल देता था, उसको एक इम्प्रोवाइजेशनल स्टेट में लेके जाता था. वो स्टेट में फिर आदमी कुछ भी कर सकता था. और मनी का सिनेमा भी वही है. काफ़ी लोग मुझे पूछते थे कि ये फिल्म मुझे समझ में नहीं आती है. मैं बोलता, मैं समझना नहीं है, ये आपको देखना है, आपको इसका अनुभव करना है, और ये अनुभव ही आपकी समझ है. दूसरा, इसी फिल्म में होता था, काफ़ी बार होता था, मनी never wrote a script as such. He improvised film, but he would have a very large, broad structure. And for different films which I worked, which I can speak about it differently, for each film he would have a different pegs which will be discussed. Like for example, for a film called Nazar, Mani had a peg of, there was Bresson's film, there was a Dostoevsky involved in that, there was Matisse's painting, there was a Deleuze's philosophy on time. So we never spoke about the film. What we spoke about was this outside pegs. And if there was any doubt, there would be a moment. If there was any doubt while working, we would immediately switch over to those points, and we will start discussing. For example, while shooting Siddheshwari, I remember one day morning on the ghat, Suddenly Mani took out, because that time he used to read a Mir Taki Mir, Mir's शायरीज, and he took out and he said, लाइट जा रहा था, हमें सब जल्दी नहीं, बैठ गए हम लोग सब, 1 घंटे तक मीर की पोएम पे बातें चली. जब बातें हो गई तो मणि चलो शॉट लेते, शॉट भी बन गया, शॉट भी हो गया, फिल्म में भी आ गया, बात खत्म हो गई. I mean, that was improvisation, but this was not a wild improvisation. This improvisation came from a deeper discipline, a discipline in which a restraint was generated from the forces which were outside. And hence, an image was formed which was not a conventional image. In fact, the Mani's whole struggle in his life was to break away from the human eye, human perception, the human way of seeing. When the nazar came, there was a struggle, an attempt made, and Mani continued doing that, which he used to say that shoot without seeing, shoot without looking into viewfinder. But this is a much broader thing that he was trying to, and there is a kind of semblance of beginning in Siddheshwari, as I understood. It grows later on in his Nazar, Idiot, and later on, I believe, in Naukar Ki Ek Kameez. While Mani never treated his colleague, his co-workers as editor, cameraman, sound recordist. For him, all of us were collaborators. We were collaborator in a work where he rose us much higher than what we were capable of. So when I was working as a cinematographer, it was not me only working as a cinematographer, but I was working as a collaborative artist. He gave me that respect, he demanded that respect, and he got the work out of us, which in a normal circumstances I would not even have dreamt or done. There's one last thing I would like to say, that Mani made all his films, primarily all his films, in 35mm or 16mm, that is on film celluloid. And it's a great pleasure to be here today where everything is being screened on celluloid, because that was the medium on which he acquired majority of work, not because he believed in 35mm as a, but that was the format, that was the format which was available to him. Later on, he did start making films in digital, but majority of his work was done in 35mm, and it is a great pleasure that it is being seen today and tomorrow in 35mm, which is very, very important. Thank you very much.